All right, welcome back, guys. We have another UFC fight card on the go. Yes, we have changed up the actual kind of style for doing these recordings right now. I got a new camera, which I'm excited about, so hopefully the quality of the picture is a little bit better. We're filming it in a way that I'm a circle now, so very, very cool. But I digress. We got Fight Night, Tiara, Mr. Tiara versus Park. It's going to be a good fight night, honestly. We got Tatsuro Tiara versus Hong Sung Park. I like these fight nights because there's a lot of midgets on it, a lot of flyweights, which for me is always exciting, seeing people in a similar weight class. Overall, it's a pretty mid card, to be honest. It's a fight night card. What did we expect? This is what we expected. But it's a pretty good fight night card. So let's get into it. I'm going to go to the bottom of the card and work my way all the way up to the top. We have Ketlen Souza versus Pierre Rodriguez. Obviously, the more man-looking man is going to win this fight. All jokes aside, though, I do think Ketlen Souza is just a little bit better and a little bit stronger than Pierre in this fight. So I think she should get it done. We'll see. I'm not going to put too much stock in this, and I wouldn't bet money in this because who knows what's going to happen in a women's fight. However, I do think Ketlen Souza should get the W in this fight. We got Felipe Boons versus Rafael Esteban, another flyweight matchup. Both these guys are pretty big for flyweight, actually. They're big boys for flyweight height-wise. Rafael, technically, I believe he beat Charles Johnson, but let's be real. A lot of Charles Johnson's losses recently haven't actually been like losses, or they've been very close losses. I do think he's going to lose to Lonnie Kavanaugh. I hope he does, to be honest, because I like Charles Johnson as a fighter, but I would much rather see Lonnie Kavanaugh's career continue at this pace than Charles Johnson get another win, which sucks because the last fight he lost was very close and very it was a close decision, and it comes out now that the dude was on the sauce or at least popped for something. So, and then he lost a close decision to Rafael Esteban. I don't really remember that fight, but I do remember it being close. I don't remember specifics on it, but he's technically 13-0. I mean, Felipe Burns 14-7. Felipe Burns he's not bad, actually. He's not a bad flyweight. However, he's not on the level. I'm just going to exit out this little bullshit at the bottom. But he's not at the level of Rafael Esteban, I don't think. And I think Rafael Esteban is just going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more well-rounded. So he should win this fight. I don't know. I mean, it could be a decision. He could get a finish. It's a tough one. He should win this fight, so I would go for him just to win by decision. We got our boy Austin Bashi, the Chunk Sauce McGee. He's built like me if I put on another 5 pounds of weight and I was actually tall. But I mean, he's one of these prospects that had tons of hype coming in to his UFC career, and he did have a good first fight. It wasn't like insane performance, however, it was a good performance. And second fight he did lose, which showed some holes. Also, I'm not using the mic right now, so I'm just holding it because I feel like it's OG MMA YouTube channel vibes, guys. If you follow the actual YouTube channel, the just Bruce Oldham channel where I post mostly my ski content and stuff like that, we don't carry this bullshit around. But I feel like this is a safe place here on the MMA channel with you guys. So I decided I would just goof around and have this thing in the videos, even though we're not using it anymore. We got a different mic setup. I think we all think Austin Bashi is going to win this fight. He's the better fighter. I believe this guy's coming in on short notice, as Austin Bashi's actual opponent fell out for some reason. Austin Bashi's a very good fighter. He's a very good, well-rounded fighter. I can move this little circle around too, which is cool. I'm not sure that he's like top level yet. I do think he will get close to top level soon, but he's definitely better than John Yanis or Johan Yanis or however you want to pronounce this guy's name. So Austin Bashi should win this one. He can get a submission. I think he'll probably end up winning a decision or a ground and pound victory here. We got Nick Klein. Maybe this is actually better. Maybe me up here is better than the top. I can look down on you guys. I can look down on Nick Klein versus Andre Puliev. Dude, Andre Puliev in his last fight, people were picking him to why am I forgetting who he fought against last time? The guy that's got this Cuban name, something scary black dude that's got crazy crazy athleticism and is knocking everybody out. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. I shouldn't forget his name. Anyways, people were picking him against the other guy. The other guy was supposed to win. but we all thought he would look a little bit better in the striking, and he just kind of got overwhelmed and kind of dominated. He's supposed to be really, really high-level striker and rangy, and it didn't show for me in that fight. I do think he's probably going to be better than Nick Klein, but I could see Nick Klein getting a win here, and I'm going to go for Nick Klein. Obviously, do we have odds here? No, we don't have odds here. I don't know. This is a tough fight for both guys. I think it's a well-matched fight. I just really don't have... I've watched one of Andre Poliev's fights, and I've watched one of Nick Klein's fights, so it's kind of hard for me to pick. But I'm going to go with Nick Klein getting a dub here. Andre Poliev kind of physically... He slowed down a lot in his fight against the other dude, but he was also getting his ass kicked, like, very heavily in the striking range. So once he closed, like, that long-range striking, he wasn't strong enough, and... yeah, it wasn't strong enough and didn't have enough offense or danger aspect to really slow the other guy down. We got Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. Dude, Tresean Gore, man, I never thought of him as like this good fighter. Even like he was on Tough, I didn't think he was a good tough fighter. I didn't think he was that good in the UFC. I never thought he was bad, but I thought he was just okay. Like there was nothing special about him. And I see a lot of people saying, like, he's actually a really good fighter. And I generally, in my opinion, I don't think he's actually a really good fighter. Like, you guys can hate me or say I'm wrong. I totally, like, I don't mind. He's just one of these fighters that, like, you watch him fight and, like, yeah, like, he's training hard. His technique's pretty good. But he's just very, like, he's one of these guys that we always talk about athletic on this channel. But he's not very naturally athletic. He kind of, like, everything he does is kind of, doesn't flow well together, isn't strung well together. He doesn't like think quickly on his feet when he's fighting for the most part, I find. It's very much just like kind of clunky almost. And I feel like it's going to get him in trouble a lot against the majority of people that are higher in the division. But he is overall, I'm not saying he's awful. Like overall, he's pretty good. I just don't think he's missing a lot of natural talent, I think, if that makes sense. Rodolfo Vieira is just a big blocker. I haven't watched a lot of Rodolfo Vieira's fights. I do think Tresean Gore is better, and I do think he'll win this fight. But I don't think it's going to be easy for Tresean Gore, to be honest. I'm going to go with Tresean Gore to win, but I just don't think he's going to have an easy night out. And I think he's going to have a lot of problems against other guys higher up. And Nathan Fletcher, another guy who was on that same card, I believe. Same season of Tough, versus Rinyan Nakamura. Nathan Fletcher's pretty good. He's pretty well-rounded. Again, I don't think he's going to be one of these guys that's going to be, like, top 5. However, I do think he's going to be a really good fighter in the weight division for a while. I don't think he's on Rinyan Nakamura's level, especially in terms of the grappling. However, Rinyan Nakamura, I believe, was supposed to be like this super high-level grappler, and then I watched his last fight grappling, and it wasn't that good. It was okay, but he really struggled to get takedowns where, like, you know, we kind of expected him to dominate. And his striking was really quite bad, actually. So we'll see how this fight plays out. I can see, what I see happening is I see Nathan Fletcher could possibly win just because he's better everywhere. Better all around than Rinyan Nakamura. However, when you think about actual like skill level on page and accolades and stuff, Rinyan Nakamura, you give him the advantage here. But for some reason, after saying what I did at the beginning, I do see Nathan Fletcher getting a win here. He's pretty good at mixing in ground and pound submissions and just like he's got good cardio, good pace, and he's very good everywhere. Like, he's not excellent anywhere, but he's very good everywhere. His striking is good. He's looking to cause damage in a lot of positions. I just didn't see much from Rinyan Nakamura from what I remember outside of just trying to get wrestling takedowns. And when he did eventually get them, not very many submission opportunities or just ground and pound in general. So I'm going to go with Nathan Fletcher, actually. I'm going to change that up. We got Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. Kevin Vallejos is getting, you know, compared to like the next John Silva, the next Ilia Topuria. His only loss is to John Silva, and it was a close fight and his first fight in the UFC, I believe. So He's a very, very good prospect, very high level, highly touted prospect. He has a lot of power. He's always looking to cause damage. His technique is very, very good. He's kind of how I wish I looked when I fought. I think he's better than Danny Silva, but Danny Silva's good. I just think Kevin Vallejos is going to be too much for somebody at Danny Silva's level, and I think he's probably going to TKO him in the second round. So I'm going to go with Kevin Vallejos. He's a really good fighter, and he's a really good prospect. But Danny Silva is good as well. So I feel like Danny Silva is going to do very well, but just he's not at Kevin Vallejos' level. Maybe I'm wrong. I believe he's got a big height advantage in this fight, right? Oh, sorry, that was the wrong thing to go to. How do I go back now? Can I go back now? Give me back there. Yeah. Danny Silva is 5'11", and Kevin Vallejos is 5'7", so he's got a very big height advantage over Kevin Vallejos. We'll see how it plays out. Could see him keeping him at range, but Kevin Vallejos kind of fights like Ilia Topuria, where he'll take a couple shots, he has a tight guard, and then he's gonna look for some bombs and some good boxing combinations. Neo fucking Magny, brother, versus I'm not gonna even Alessio Zalski de Santos. That's a very hard name to pronounce. We gotta go with Neil Magny, dude, just for memes, if anything. De Santos is pretty good. Neil Magny is pretty good. Both these guys have big records. I don't know. I'm not gonna put too much stock in this fight. I'm just gonna pick Neil Magny and hope he just gatekeeps another dude just for the fuck of it, to be honest. Carol Rosa versus Nora Knoll. I believe I watched Laura Knoll's last fight and I was very unimpressed. I don't even remember watching Carol Rosa's fight, but I'm gonna pick Carol Rosa just because I can. It's one of these fights where like you can call me a casual, but I really haven't watched a lot of their fights, and I didn't go out of my way to study their fights before making this video. So. Up next, we got Elvis Brenner versus Esteban Ribovic. His last fight, I believe, his last fight that he had was against dude in the Sphere. I believe so. It was a really good fight. He was very, very gritty. He's got very good striking. Elvis Brenner's good too. Elvis Brenner's good as well. I think Esteban Ribovic is just a little bit more technical. I think they're both gritty. I think cardio-wise they'll both hold up pretty well. But I think Esteban Ribovic is just a little bit more technical and got a little bit more options when it comes to the stand-up. I don't think it'll end up going down to the ground or anything like that. So I'm going to go with Esteban Ribovic. I think that's probably what the majority of people are picking. Mateus Rebecki versus Chris Duncan. Dude, would I be dumb to pick Chris Duncan? I might be. I'm going to go with Mateus Rebecki to win this fight. Just more proven. I'm going to go with Mateus Rebecki. Chris Duncan has a good chance, though. I wouldn't put too much stock into that pick. I'm kind of winging that one. Is that seriously the co-main event of this card? Crazy. Okay, well. Yeah, like I said, this card really isn't stacked. There's some good fights on it, but it's not like big names. Tatsuro Tiara versus Hong Sung Park. The Asian boys going at it. I'm trying to remember what Hong Sung Park's last fight was, but Tatsuro Tiara is obviously supposed to have the grappling advantage. He probably does. Yeah. Very detailed breakdown, Bruce. I'm going to go with Tatsuro Tiara in this fight. I think he's... I love it says Japun because it's in French. Japun. I don't know. He said he's made some adjustments to have more finishing potential, better striking, better stand-up. Because he really was kind of at a loss once, he wasn't able to get a submission or get the takedowns in his last fight against Royval. And he didn't have the cardio to keep up with Royval. But to be fair, Royval is really, really good. I think it sucks to see him lose to somebody. I hate seeing Brandon Royval lose to Joshua Van, because I just want to see Brandon Royval do good, because I believe he puts in so much effort. He's such a good, well-rounded fighter, but I also want to see Joshua Van win. But a loss to Brandon Royval, I think Brandon Royval, on paper, is one of the best fighters in flyweight, and if not one of the best fighters in flyweight. So I think Tatsuro Tiara's faced better competition. I think he's a little bit, got the grappling advantage, and I think he's good enough on the feet, and his adjustments on the feet will be enough to get a win over Hong Sung Park. I don't think he's going to finish the fight. I think Hong Sung Park is pretty well-rounded and very tough and durable. So I'm going to say Tatsuro Tiara wins a decision. If it's a 5-round, I should check if it's a 5-round fight. 5-round fight's a long time, but I'm going to go with Tatsuro Tiara by decision. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the new setup. Let me know what you think compared to the other setup, but I think it'll be a better overall feel and vibe for the content. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Helps out the channel. We are on our way to 300,000 million subscribers, so all your support is appreciated. Deuces.